One of these days I'll keep up with you.
But I think the part of that story here, we're all laughing here and having a great story is, but we keep going back there. We put ourselves around others that are going to elevate and challenge us.
Absolutely.
And that's why people show up Monday.
Yeah.
You know, and they go to that speed workout.
Yeah.
It's because I know this is going to suck and it's going to hurt, but I'm going to like it.
Oh, yeah.
And
When
I'm going to like the result.
When it's
done.
When it's
yeah,
done.
yeah.
When it's done.
Hey everyone, welcome to Crossroad Conversations with the Lewis Brothers, where we aim to share real stories about running a successful family business, working through adversity, and pouring back into the community that keeps our door open. We're your hosts, Matt, Shelby, and Taylor, and we bring you relevant local business advice and automotive insights that are sure to change the way you look at running a business, and maybe even throw in a plug for you to do business with us.
Welcome back to Crossroad Conversations. Hey, episode 73, and we got a special guest in the house, Mr. Mike Rush, who we're going to get to here in just a minute. Mike's going to really help us connect the fitness world, specifically in running and business, so we can't wait to get to that conversation today. So make sure to join in, listen up, because we got some great tips coming your way.
Hey, if you didn't tune in to last week, it was episode 72. We talked about building while training and leadership lessons from unorthodox training to very scheduled training. Broke that down with Sean Wyrick. So go back, earmark that, and follow episode 72 as we break that down. And as always, follow us at lewissuperstore.com for all the latest and greatest automobiles, and Crossroad Conversation podcast for all things Crossroad Conversations.
And a fan favorite, what's in the garage? Today we're talking about the 2026 Dodge Charger. It's back. And the Scat Pack is where we started. Why do we start with the Scat Pack? Well, you know why. It's got more horsepower. This thing is an all-wheel drive, 550 horsepower, twin-turbo, asphalt-eating beast. And here's the cool part. Some of you are going, all-wheel drive, Matt, come on. Well, all-wheel drive handles better on the track. And if you're looking to burn anybody from light to light, all-wheel drive is going to get you that launch. Now, if you want to have some fun back to your teenage years, you just simply hit a button, go to rear-wheel drive, and you can smoke the tires off.
Burnout mode. Burnout mode.
I'm in. I'm
You
down.
gotta like that,
Something
don't you?
don't you?
I got my checkbook. Let's go.
Okay. All right, let's go.
You were like on the edge, and then we
Until
said
you said
burnout
that,
mode.
yeah.
You're like, I'm
in.
done.
They were smart enough to know, and you say, why Scat Pack? It's because when Dodge does something, they're just like, yeah, let's just put the biggest, most powerful, all the stuff, all the technology. So they took this EV-powered Charger and said, we got to add some horsepower. It's got to sound like muscle, and so they did it.
So 3.90 to 60, handles incredible in the all-wheel drive. All the new tech.
Yeah.
This one's got the entire glass roof, too.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you mentioned it the other day, but it's a hatchback, so you
Yeah.
open it up, so we kind of go back to the 90s.
I don't
Get a
know,
little
but I
hatchback
mean,
there, which is
I
pretty
don't
cool.
know,
you
but
know?
like, let's go. Love it.
All right. Hey, let's get to this episode. I can't wait to hear some of the stories and some of the wisdom that comes out of this conversation here. As I said before, we've got Mike Rush in the studio here. You know, Mike you started running in middle school and haven't looked back since. You know, he continued his running career at the University of Arkansas and has coached at Fayetteville High, and local runners in the thousands, I'm going to say, because I've seen you chasing people with your pitchfork.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At all distances, from 5K to the marathon to ultras and beyond. He's the founder and owner of Rush Running right here in Northwest Arkansas, that is a specialty run shop rooted in community performance and lifelong passion for the sport. A University of Arkansas track and field alum, he's built Rush Running into a hub for runners of all levels, offering expert shoe fitting, training groups, race support, and deep community involvement. His belief is simple. Running can change lives, and strong local businesses help build strong communities. And those aren't just words that Mike has said and put together. In fact, he backs it up with tons of medals. Rush Running has received the prestigious award of the top 50 running stores, not once or twice, but from the year 2013 to 2025 without missing a beat. And in 2018, Mike, you were the #1 running store in the entire United States.
Yep. That freaked me out because that's a very hard award to get, and it was always a dream. And honestly, thanks to staff, we were able to win that year.
Isn't that so important of, we talk about that as business leaders, of the staff. Like, you cast the vision, you set the tone for the culture, but the staff's the one that carries that
Yep.
out.
Oh, definitely. Staff, I always say, if your staff is happy, your customer is happy. So you take care of your staff, pay them well. They like shoes, which we have in abundance, and you just treat them well, then they will bend over backwards for you and the person that walks in the store.
I think that you hit on something we've talked about before that most business leaders forget about out there. And we've got a saying is we talk about our internal customer, who's our staff.
Yep.
If we don't get our internal customer bought in first, how do we ever expect our external customer to have great experience?
Exactly. Yeah. When we bring staff in for interviews, they go through multiple interviews with staff, and we always say, do we want them on our bus? And in the end, it's a vote for, do they belong on our bus? Are they going to be fully bought in, and they going to actually serve the community and be out in the community and help people beyond just when they walk in the door? And man, if they check all those boxes, come on, I bring them in. Yeah.
You're in, because you can teach them about the shoes.
Yeah,
definitely. You know what I mean? We can
Yep.
teach them what the different nutrition and shoelaces
Yep.
and all that stuff, but what type of person they are and do they fit the culture?
That's right.
That's so important. That's so important. I told you we might get off subject. We started right off.
And I'm going to go further off subject.
do
So
it.
the first thing
I'm
is
in.
developing people, but not just performance. But I need to say, like, I don't know when I initially met you, like, I don't have the greatest memory of like this day or this time. But one of my fondest memories is going to the chili pepper race,
Yep.
right? Local, Joe Fennell, Grandpa, Tom Lewis had a little something into that. And so I remember going as a kid, and this is not the memory I'm speaking of, but as a grown-up actually running, right? I remember seeing Mike Rush in an open race, whether it be a 5K open or 10K open, and you always had a costume on.
Yep.
Why this costume?
I was the chili pepper man. So
Right.
It started like the chili pepper when it was a 5-miler
Yeah.
in 1989.
Okay.
That was my first race.
Okay.
And ever since then, it was always taken so seriously by me through junior high, through high school, through college, definitely at the U of A. So then when I graduated and I didn't have to be serious anymore, I was like, I'm gonna make this fun.
Yeah.
So Wade Caldwell and Ricky Williams, two old school veterans of the running community here in Fayetteville, what stands out in my mind, they dressed as a chain gang. They were chained together for a 10K. one
Okay.
year. And after that, I was like, oh, I'm going all in. So I body paint.
Oh yeah.
I've had custom made chili pepper as a
Yeah.
pepper suit. I do it all up. And then I'd always make John, my college coach, take pictures with me, which I have proudly hung in my office. But no, and it's a reaction of people because, those races you run by sometimes and like you have to get people to clap for you.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
when you come by as the chili pepper man, everybody starts cheering. So everybody around me gets excited and pumped up. So, and I heckle people. So I like
Right. That's the fun and like some of the things that I love. That's what I love about trail running versus road running. Now, road running, like some good marathons, there's good entertainment out there.
Yeah.
Like Route 66, it's like, what's this mile going to bring? What's this mile going to bring? There's good entertainment. On the trail, it's just like a whole different animal.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this aid station, these people are going to be dressed up wild and they're going to have this kind of food. And so I love that about you and Chili Pepper when it is all about shaving a tent and how do you get through that swarm of thousands of people off the starting line. And then here Mike Rush was wearing a rubber ducky.
Oh, that
Remember the
year.
rubber ducky?
Oh, yeah, I remember because my shoulders
Yes.
were on
You know,
fire.
you
I thought it was a great idea.
I thought it
You
was
need
'cause
your arms to run.
remember that year there was this much water.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it made perfect sense.
I had a different costume, but
Yeah.
after all the rain, I was like, I got to get a rubber ducky.
Right.
And the only one I could find was this huge inflatable one. And I ran that 10K with that. And I mean, my arms hurt for 3 weeks afterwards. That was the biggest mistake.
I remember that, right?
It
I
was
don't
fun.
remember who won or who was the fastest or what college team beat what college team, but I remember Mike Rush. It was pouring down rain and there was so much water, and he had a rubber ducky running like that.
That's been a minute.
Right?
It's been a minute, man.
So that's the culture that you bring, and I know this, right? But the culture you bring of the running community, and then also throughout your store of just like have fun,
Yeah,
right? Have
definitely.
fun. And people remember that more than they will like, hey, well, so has a different shoe available or maybe saves 10 cents or whatever it may be, right? So what do you think separates a good coach or a leader versus a great one? So good or great, coach or leader?
Honestly, if they care about their athletes, or do they care about their employees? Do they care about their customers? And what I always try to remember is that in the end, these are all people. You don't know what they're going through every day. And if I can help them this much be a little happier in life, or attain goals in their life, whether it be, graduating college and trying to find a job, giving the reference, or helping somebody get through their first 5K when they came in the door saying, I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
That's my challenge is,
Yeah.
well, by the time I'm done with you, you're going to say you're a runner.
I love
So,
that.
yeah, I really like to watch people develop and change, whatever their goal is.
Okay. So from intro of how to sign up for that 5K or to be a little bit faster or better, how do you push people to be better without completely breaking them? And by breaking, I mean that they quit. Like, what's that fine edge of pushing them there?
It's patience.
Okay.
Nobody's going to get faster overnight. So my 2 words I say is patience and consistency. And if they stick with those things, they'll see a difference in just 3 or 4 weeks. So I got my speed group on Monday night.
Yeah.
And
So walk us through that. What's going on there?
from the beginning,
Well, or however you want to say it. Right?
So I started that 18 years ago.
Okay.
I just opened. I was in the shop. There was a couple guys in there talking about running. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to the track tonight at about 6 and do my workout, and didn't think anything else of it.
Right.
I showed up. There was 24 people there. And I was just like, ooh, okay. So we all did a workout. And then every Monday after, for 18 years, I've been doing this to where we just had in the freezing cold 130 people show up, which is crazy because I hurt them. Like I'm trying to hurt them.
Yeah.
But I get them consistent. And I'm like, if you take 3 or 4 weeks of this Monday night speed session and you're just running regular throughout the week, you will see and feel a result. And all you got to do is convince them once.
Yeah.
Show them once that they can do this, they can excel. And what I love is now I come to Monday night after a weekend of racing and everybody's like, I just PR'd Saturday at such and such race. And that's exciting because I'll announce people's achievements at that, and they love that, man. They eat it up. So.
That's so good. You've built a community in that running with no revenue, no cost. You think about that. That's just a community of people.
Yep.
Of the following that you built from day one where 24 people showed up and you were just saying, hey, tonight I'm going to go run around the Old Tiger track, to now in the 10 degrees, all these 100 plus people will show up. Like that's so amazing of a good community, a good leader, that just says, hey, we're going to go have fun, not having fun, right? You're going to find lactic threshold. You're going to outrun your legs a little bit, all those things. That says a lot.
Yeah,
right.
I love it.
That's super cool. And from the outside of that's north, right, and we're south, I guess. That's one of those things. Like, man, that is so cool that they've built that people will just kind of travel from wherever to do that.
Yeah.
I think as an entrepreneur, and here's what I want everybody to get here is Mike's talked about his consistency there for 18 years on no admission.
Yep.
Okay.
Rain, sleet, snow, or shine.
You're there. You're there.
Yep.
Whether you just went through a surgery, your body's not feeling it, you're there consistently 18 years. Okay. And there was 24 people at first. Yep. You had 130 this last Monday. I'm assuming your biggest day is way bigger than that.
166, and it was 100 degrees in the summer is our record. And you got to think a 5-lane track.
That's pretty busy.
I had 3 groups at separate times trying to go. So there is a maximum.
Yeah. No doubt, right?
But we found it. Now we average, the worst days are typically, 70 to 80 people.
Yeah. So I think the point here is it took consistency and it took time. And it's still not initially generating any revenue, and you did it at first because of your love of running and just wanted to help each other out.
Yeah.
The byproduct is you help them get faster. Where do they go for shoes and apparel?
Hopefully they come see me.
You know?
For sure.
So I think as everybody listening out there, we all want to quantify things instantly. And some things we can today, but other things are long-term play. And y'all have heard us talk about this on the podcast before. But what are you doing? You have to have a balance of both. Of what brings in revenue today, right now to pay the bills, but then what also sets up for recurring revenue in the future because you're putting in something that might not have cost anybody today at all.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I really don't try to do anything for today to bring in revenue today. My plan is long term. I'm from here. Graduated from Fayetteville High School, went to U of A. My kids run in Northwest Arkansas. Thankfully, they both are runners. My wife still runs really fast. And my whole thing is the long game. Like what I do in the community, I mean, I help over 50 charity races only a year. We do our 2 charity trail runs that benefit people locally. I just believe in if you do enough good things,
Yes.
good things will come back to you. And so far it's worked. 18 years and store of the year because of my customer and my staff. I think it's working out my strategy.
Well, your patience, commitment, and consistency is what pays off there.
Definitely.
And it's easier to look back now, 18 years later, than like when you're in the middle of it and nobody shows up, or you're in the middle of it and this doesn't work.
Yeah.
But that consistency, it's just brick by brick.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, then somebody's like, "How does he do it? He's so lucky." Blah blah blah.
Oh,
No.
man. Hey, that first couple years, I was buying a power bar on Sundays so I wouldn't have a $0 day. You want to talk about feeling panic, and my wife sitting back like this, pregnant, going, "Is this the right idea?
Are you sure? Are you sure about this?
Yeah, it was scary, but hey, I got a sugar mama. She has a really awesome job, so she lets me play.
We always give you a hard time about that. We just love that. That like, she's always there supporting
She
you
is,
for most
man.
of the time, right?
She puts up with a lot, but I have a really nice doghouse.
Yeah, you did.
So when I get in trouble a lot,
You're
I
okay.
live in the doghouse, so it's okay.
You've learned to build yourself
I
a
did.
nice.
I did.
So, a random question for you. Are you still the fastest in the household? Household of 4?
Oh, that's the wrong question. No,
Wow, he came out with the big questions, right?
that hurts.
That's what the people want to know.
I'm proud.
Miss Dead Mode, I know.
I'm proud, and I'm hurt because Miles, he's a senior.
Okay.
He is currently down to his last 4 colleges that he's about to pick to run in college.
Okay.
Very proud.
Yeah.
Had a real moment the other day dropping him off for a recruiting trip at the airport. I lost it.
Yeah.
First time. I thought I was fine. Thought mommy was the one having problems, but no, I lost
It
it.
was you.
I can't beat Miles. Now, I will tell you this. There's an asterisk.
Okay.
There's an asterisk.
All right, hit us with it.
If Miles screws around and lets me be with him with 200 to go,
Ooh.
You got him.
I'm gonna take his heart.
I was gonna say, is it because you're gonna outrun him, or you're gonna just like sucker
you
punch?
No,
him?
I'm gonna kick him down. I still got leg speed, but the problem is he knows that. And he will.
So he's not gonna give you that 200 yards.
Last time, this was last summer. Every summer before school starts, before practice gets hot and heavy, we'd go do hill repeats. We'd do a little sprint, and I'd take him. Last summer, we did one, and he beat me. And I was like, I just wasn't warmed up yet. I was like, let's do it again. We did it 3 times. The 3rd time I stopped halfway, and I just started walking down the hill, and Allie was there taking pictures.
Oh no!
And she just looked at it. She goes, "You lose it, old man?" I'm like, "I'm done. I just gave up my throne."
That's so hard because that's what you want,
Yeah.
right? That you've been able to build that in your boys, but it's so hard. It's like
I still want to kick their butt.
right?
I still want to
You're
kick
the
their butt.
man, like-
yeah, but I'm proud. I'm
right.
proud.
That's super proud. And now you're just gonna have to. This is Matt and I's equator. Like it's like we better go distance. Better go distance, right?
Yeah.
We have never been at your level of fast. We just
Yeah.
hadn't ran, and don't have that. But it's like let's go distance.
Yeah.
I think we can grit it out further than somebody else.
Yep.
And there's still plenty of people faster than us.
I think that's
why
why we need some other variables to come in there. Somebody that screwed up on their nutrition.
Yes.
Somebody that
Yes.
doesn't have when they got to get down in there and battle down in the
Yep.
cave.
In the pain
And
cave.
they've never been to the pain cave.
You know what I mean?
That's the races I have to do now.
Right?
That's why people are like,
Right?
why do you
'Cause
run this? I have to.
I feel like he's got me through 16 at least. But then after that, where he has to figure out nutrition,
Right?
I think
Then you're like,
I think I
Dad's
still-
got
I
it.
think I still take it.
I love that.
It's funny you're saying that. The other day we were in Colorado skiing, and my oldest son, we're in the train park, like working on jumps, and he had been working with an instructor, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, watch this," and he goes off a jump and pulls a 180 and lands it.
What?
I know, and I'm like, "Oh gosh," because I've got him up to that point. He come through there, and he's like, "Oh, Dad's pretty cool." He goes airborne on the jumps, and the instructor's like, "You want to try a 180?" I'm like, I better not. I better
Let me call
not.
my insurance company.
Yeah. Hey, am I covered?
So it was the same moment of like, okay, like you're proud because you do, whether it's in business or in life, you want to grow your kids up and you want them to start at the level you've achieved, and then they take it from there.
Yeah.
But it's that bittersweet.
Heck yeah. I'll tell you a proudest moment that has zero to do with running, and we're a running family.
Uh-huh.
I was going in, I forgot, I was getting a sandwich someplace, and this guy comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, you're Mike Rush, aren't you?" And I'm like, maybe.
Here we go.
Who's asking?
He tells me who he is. He's with this company. My son, through his school program, had to do an interview with this guy. And he said, "Your son was the most polite young man I've ever sat in front of. And I just want to tell you, you're doing a great job." And then that night I had to yell at him to get off his video game. So I'm like, where is that kid that these people tell me about? But he works at the store, and I always get great reviews on
awesome.
him. So that makes me proud
Too
until
bad.
he comes home and smarts off.
Well, at least he knows to the world, like, be respectful, be polite, right?
but he's in his safe space at home.
That happens, right? Sometimes when we get home, unfortunately, it happens to your family, right? But then you're just like, wall down, like, oh, can I be normal for a second? But that is an amazing compliment that you could never buy, train, or, you instilled it just by example.
Yeah.
But to get that from somebody is an amazing compliment.
Yeah, I did enjoy it for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Think of this. Leaders don't just demand results, they develop capability. So think about that. Like if we came in, whether we're talking business or you're talking about training athletes, whether it be high school, college, pro athletes, they don't just say, "Hey, we're going to run a sub 4-minute mile. Hey, we're going to run sub 15-minute 5K. They start to develop the capability of their mindset or how they do it. What's your thought on that and how you develop that capability in a person?
Well, confidence, man. I've seen a lot of private coaches in action, and I kind of relate coaching to business, to work, to play, to everything, every aspect of your life. If you don't instill confidence from the gun, like, they're never going to believe in themselves. So in whatever it is, whether you're training a staff or you're training somebody to run, a 4-minute mile or a Boston qualifier in a marathon, if you believe they can do it and you show them you can believe, and it's what they're doing that you're showing them with. It's like, you did this, so this is what you're capable of. You just have to get this to work with the legs. And that's the hardest part of running. It's the hardest part of business is the mental aspect of it. I mean, like you said earlier, you can train anybody to do a job, but they've got to believe that they're doing a good job to make it happen. So I really think it's instilling confidence in people in whatever aspect of their life they're dealing with. Or if they're just having a bad day, like I get staff come in all the time. They're not on, and I demand when they walk in the door, they got to turn it on for the customer. But at first, if we got to, take them and sit down and let's reset. Like, what's bothering you? How do we fix it? Oh, okay. Well, you can fix this. It's not that bad. It just instill confidence in their everyday life, and they're going to be a more confident person, I think.
That's such a good thing, and being able to unpack that, and you can see it. We repeat that 70% of your communication is nonverbal. So a person walks in, an employee walks in, an athlete walks in, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
How's this going to be? And so we have what we have copied here, a state change. So change your state of mind, your state of being, change all the states that are currently not working, because otherwise you're just going to trudge through and you're going to be dragging all that baggage with you, and it ain't going to be fast and not going to be efficient. And so it's like, we need to do a quick state change. So if you need to check on that person, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they drove through the mud puddle on their shortcut to work, and they forgot they had the top off and the doors off, and they are covered in that crap.
Yep.
You know, so that's something that we have to do constantly. And anyone who deals with people has to. And if you try to just ignore it, it's like, I'm too busy, I can't deal with this. You're going to be covered in mud by the end of the day.
Definitely. I'm totally stealing that from you. State change.
Yeah, state change.
That's my new phrase for sure, man.
I'll write you a chant if you want it.
Yes,
Because we've got one. It relates to the car
we need
business.
a chant. We need a
I'll
chant.
put it to the running shoes. But I want to unpack one more thing there that's kind of a hidden secret. And you hit on it, but I want to make sure that everybody understands this. Okay, so Mike's just one person, and you got multiple locations and multiple employees. So if you're at that store when that employee walks in, you can read the nonverbal like Shelby's talking about. You can address it right then.
Yep.
But and you run a gun hard. You know what I mean? You're everywhere all the time, but you're not everywhere at the same time. But what fills the gaps is the culture.
Yes.
So if you start with what you talked about earlier on, and you have a great culture, and you have a lot of great people around you, they bring you up.
Yep, definitely.
Because and we're all positive type A personality people in here, but we have off days.
Yep.
We have off days. And as long as you got a great culture and people around you, they'll pick you up.
Definitely. My staff, I'm amazed by my staff constantly. I've got really good people, and that's the first thing I'll get a text saying, hey, you might want to talk to such and such. And I'm like, all right, well, go handle it right now.
Sure.
I'll be in as soon as I can. And I've got a management team that we're all on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, we're all on the same team. We're not trying to fight each other. We're trying to genuinely help each other out with life. And that's awesome thing with my staff right now is everybody runs.
Yeah.
So we all got something to talk about, to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I think, man, if you can instill that culture in them quick, and like I said, getting them on the bus. If you think they can buy into that culture, man, bring them on your bus, because they will pay for themselves by leaps and bounds down the road for sure.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, let's jump into another segment here. This is a little bit of rapid fire. You got to tell me myth or fact.
Myth or fact? Okay.
Myth or fact. Okay, here we go. These are pretty simple. The most talented teams always win.
Oh, myth.
Myth. Okay, you're pretty confident there.
100%. I unfortunately, this year, just look at the women's state cross country results. There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, and that was kind of just last night, Indiana versus Miami.
Indiana
right?
versus Miami, yep.
I loved Indiana coming out on the top there, right?
Yep.
You know, there was no 5-star recruits, coaches less than 2 years in the program. They
showed them how to play ball.
This stat was crazy that Miami's offensive linemen over Indiana's defensive linemen, each person had 53 pounds.
I did hear that. That was
is crazy.
What? So you got an extra car on the other side of the line that you have to push.
53 pounds.
And they put it to
Yep.
They did.
They put it to them.
I enjoyed that game.
And Miami put up a good fight, but Indiana in the end proved that, and I'm not saying they're any less talented, but per the stats, they were less talented, right?
Yep.
But then in the end, they won because they had a little bit of Rudy Hart to them, you know?
Yeah, they did.
Just like a
Yeah, they did.
lot to prove.
I like that quarterback.
Yeah.
And that touchdown he did.
Oh my
I just stood up. I said, it's done. This is over.
Dude, he was not taking a knee. He was not sliding. He just hammered, busted, and then, oh my gosh. I loved it. And I'm not overly a football fan, but I was just like, these guys are just like giving it all they've got. It was super solid.
It was good.
Yeah. All right, now let's get a little tougher. Myth or fact, pressure makes people perform better. That was a little tougher.
It is. I'm going to say fact. If you are trained and ready to always deal with pressure, you will perform at your best. But it's how you get there.
It's how you get there, and I would agree with you. I think that's a fact. but the pressure has to be applied at the right time and in the correct manner.
Yeah.
Because I have seen some managers out there that they've never been trained, bless their heart.
Yeah.
And all they do is manage by fear.
Yeah.
And they're just constantly like the pressure of, hey, if you don't hit this goal, you're done. Hey, if you don't do this, you're done. So I think people need the pressure.
Yeah,
They need
definitely.
to be pushed, but it's got to be in the right context. And no different than you're talking about your speed night. It's like, hey, you give me X amount of speed nights and let the results speak for themselves.
Definitely. Yep. I thrive on pressure. I like it. I don't care how it comes at me. It just makes me want to dig down and do better. So that's me, and I try to instill that around everyone around me. So
Yeah, that's good. Okay, myth or fact? Great culture builds itself.
Myth. Who drives the culture? Like I've been to some communities that they don't have a running culture that is,
Sure.
and it's kind of sad. And then you come to Northwest Arkansas and you're like, oh my gosh, like
I know.
down here in Fayetteville, you've got this 479 Run Club going, which is an amazing little group that are just creating this culture because of the people in charge of it.
Yeah.
And up in north part of Northwest Arkansas, you've got Cosmic and you've got the Rush Group, and it's just little pockets of amazing people creating this little inner culture. And man, unfortunately, there's just some communities that I've been to that I'm just like, hey, where's the local run club, or where's the local run group meet? I'm going to run with them. I'm here in town. Sure. Oh, we don't have that. It's like, what?
Why not?
Where is this? And I feel like you have to have a spark.
You do.
And without the spark, it's just not there. I mean, look at the U of A, John McDonald.
Yeah.
I think he had a little spark.
I think so, right?
Yeah. and that created this start of Northwest Arkansas running. So
yeah, I'd agree there. I'd agree. Well, good segment there on myth or fact. All right, next we're going to talk, and we've already talked some about this, but building a culture. But we want to talk about building a culture that keeps people coming back.
Yeah.
Not just today, and it's not just the show and then the curtain closes and it's done. It's what continues on.
Yeah.
So why do you think teams stick together versus those that fall apart?
Culture. I mean, why do they stick together?
But maybe specific things within the culture. Because like we talked about a minute ago, everybody, even us in here, we all don't have perfect days.
Yeah.
So what does that culture do that keeps that team together?
So I think, and I'll look at it from a Bentonville standpoint on this one, because like it's hard to find somebody that's from Bentonville because of Walmart World and all the vendors. It's like everybody moved here from somewhere else, and they're all looking for a family, and they find it through sport, whether it's cycling or climbing now is getting huge, and running. They find pockets within the community of like-minded people, and bringing them together to where they feel like they have accountability every day, and they all pick a goal together. Because we just had a ton of people go to Austin and run the half marathon down there, and you have these other people now cheering you on, and you're cheering them on, and then they all attain their goal in PR, and then they're like, oh, what's the next thing we're doing? So it's the family atmosphere all driving each other. I think that keeps things going, because one and done is easy to do, right?
Sure.
But like my training program, every year it sells out.
Well, that's what I was going to
400
ask.
people.
How many people are in the Bentonville half training plan?
We got 400 people with volunteers, like 430 people every Saturday, just owning the road.
It just blows my mind based on what I see on social, right? Because I'm not there in it, but it just blows my mind. And of all different paces, somebody trying to train to win the race, which is super fast.
Sure.
Somebody trying to run their first half. There's probably a good amount.
A lot.
And why these people sign up for this continuous over and over and over and over. of just starting with the basic build blocks, especially in today's day and age where you could just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, write me a training plan.
Yep.
Right? Or you could Google and there's a million of them.
Yep.
Probably more than half of them are wrong, how to approach it. But then still people, they sign up and pay for this.
Yep.
And
that,
then
that training plan don't bark at you. And that's the key is one, you're actually following their progress. And like I do, like I'm constantly, my phone blows up, emails, Facebook chats. I mean, every form of communication this group will hit me through, and I love it. I mean, I stayed for 40 extra minutes on Monday night in the freezing cold answering questions from training group members, and they just love it. We have over 100 first timers, so every Saturday I come in, like this Saturday 6 miles, and I'll be like, whose first ever 6 mile will this be? And it'll be 20, 30 people raise their hands. And everybody just starts clapping. Yeah, man.
Love that.
Right.
Yeah. And
you just got to remember, like, you've run 6 miles a million times, and a lot of people have, but it's somebody's first 6 mile run.
Exciting. Yeah.
Like, sometimes you dread, like, oh, I got to go run 6 miles. Like, this is so stupid. Why do I need to run 6 miles, right?
And that's inspiring, even to me still, is watching them come through. And they're high-fiving everybody.
Oh, my gosh.
They just ran 6 miles at 13.5-minute pace, and they are ecstatic. And I'm sitting here going, I want that feeling.
Right?
Exactly.
How do I get back? Yeah, man. Like, it is amazing to watch people do it. And then, like, I had people that in the 2015 training group that are still in the training group and now just finished their first marathon where they BQ.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming to training group going, you got this.
Yeah.
Because
now they're your
I started here.
Yeah.
And look what I just did. And they were running 15-minute pace their first half training. So I love watching people hit their goals. And I love challenging people that walk in the door and go, I'm not a runner, but I was thinking about doing a half.
You're like, I got this one.
I got.
And then I'm like, I'm not an ultra runner, but I want to do 100 miles. I'm like, I
got this one.
Now you're mine.
Right?
So I love that.
That keeps you as an entrepreneur. That keeps you young at heart and hungry to show up again on a Saturday. Like, dang it, I got to get up and go coach 400 random people. About this guy's pushing to be 14-minute pace, and you're just like, you could
haven't been there yet, but I'm excited every Saturday, dude. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Like it's so much fun just to talk and see that many people just shut down the road.
Yeah,
and what's fun is like the police will come by because somebody gets angry, right, and calls, and they'll come by and they'll be like, "Oh, Mike, it's you.
It's Mike.
See you later."
Hey, see you later.
That's what I love about Bentonville culture. Of the 52 Saturdays a year, there's a pretty good chance if you go up there, the square is going to be blocked off for some type of festival or running club or bike club that's going on.
A lot
like,
going on.
There is a lot going on down there. And those people have a sense of belonging. Like, I need to be in something to be rooted.
So tell me, of the 400, all right, so take out anybody that helps you coach.
Mm-hmm.
Take out anybody that's volunteering coming back because they once were in the program. Of the 400 people that are in there, of those 400, how many of those are training to win the race?
In this group, none.
Okay.
And because I really have set it up as a beginner or intermediate. Now, I have 5 people that I'm working with that want to win.
Sure.
And only one can win. And then there's several other community people. And then there's some guys in KC that are going to come down, and I'm just going to call it that. There's a guy in KC, if he comes down again this year, he'll win.
Sure.
He's really fit. But that doesn't mean that we can't still give it our best go. Because in the end, you may not win the race, but you PR and you PR on that course, then you're ready. You're ready. You're ready.
And that's what I thought you were going to say. All right, I had a hunch, and I didn't ask you that before. But of the 400, none of those 400 signed up to go, hey, I want to jump in this program because I want to win the Bentonville Half.
No.
They all jumped in for different reasons. My first half, I want to get better, so on and so forth. And you fill in the blank here, but all of them are just trying to be a better version of themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's weight loss goal, there's life goals that they're all trying to do. And in the end, when they finish this program, I want them to be able to go, I feel better about myself. And if somebody comes to me
Uh-huh.
and says that didn't happen, well, me and them are going to sit down and have a long discussion, and I'm going to help them get to that
Yes.
point. So, and knock on wood,
Yeah.
I haven't had that. It's always at the end of it. I'm at the finish line,
Sure.
from the first person to the last person every year. I don't even get to run anymore.
Uh-huh.
I cheer in every single person until that last person comes through, and I high five, man. And the tears of joy
Yeah.
is what I love. Panic tears, start of the training program, tears of joy at the end of it.
So, those 400 people running was the engine to be a better version of themselves.
Yep.
Okay. But the byproduct is not necessarily the medal at the
No.
Bentonville Half. The byproduct is the better person they are at home and at work.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure you see that.
Oh, definitely. It just establishing discipline, and consistency over that period of time. You change habits. You definitely change habits. And then my volunteers are so amazing in this group, and they're clustered because they're running a certain time. So you have these 20 to 30 to 40 people clusters around each volunteer. And these volunteers they're the best people in the world.
Right.
They're doing this for free.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll bend over backwards to help people.
Mm.
And then that rubs off. I mean, those acts of kindness just rub off. And then you're seeing them do good things and cheering on first timers the next year.
Yeah.
So that's man, it's just what I love to see is just people's progression in life and running and in every way.
That's pretty good. And thinking about in life of building. You had to figure at some point in time is some delegation,
Mhm.
right? Like you can't run and run the thing, right? And you can't run with everyone. Even if you pick a different person every day, it's going to take more than a year.
Yeah.
But then you had these people that have shown up, practiced, trained, and succeeded under your wings, of understanding that. And so now they get to go pace these people. They're given the same style encouragement that you did. Like,
Yep.
I've been a part of a pacing group, not by intention, but just out running a marathon. And like, let me hop in with these people. It's conversation, takes your mind off of the
Yep.
hurt. And then we've been fortunate enough to pace in a marathon. And it's so fun to be able to take that culture of what the running community and what's been good and what's gone wrong and help them through that.
Yeah.
And I think that's when that the culture has really done a good job of delegating throughout, that you get a little Mike spirit through each one of those
Yes.
person.
Yep.
And, and the culture is actually there. It's not superficial. It's not just something you say. It's not a rush running chant. It's what they're living while they're running and everything else.
It's ingrained.
Yep.
Yep. And that's what our volunteers represent. It's amazing. Like we meet right before I go in to talk to the training group. I tell them the course that day. If there's a difficult section on the course or a difficult part of the run, hey guys, be aware.
Mm-hmm.
This may happen. Be ready for it. And man, they always kill it. They kill it every single Saturday. So I love that group because I don't even have to tell them, hey, remember you gotta actually help them and talk to them. No, our thing is we got some people in the training group go, my volunteer never stops talking.
Stop talking.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
It kept your mind off of an 8-mile run, didn't it?
Yep.
That's so important you're talking about a running club there, but the same thing happens in business too, is you got to have your meeting with your core group to make sure everybody's on the same page. Even if you got 100% confidence in them, make sure everybody got enough coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Nobody's head's in the dirt, and we're all pulling the wagon the same way.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now let's go. So that quick 5-minute meeting or 3-minute meeting or whatever just set the tone, gave everybody confidence. This is what we're looking forward to today. Now let's go execute.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And we actually have a big full meeting this Sunday morning.
Okay.
So staff meeting. So
I like it.
Just make sure, I love how you said it, like everybody make sure we're pulling the wagon the same direction.
That's right.
And touch up on a couple little things, but really it's shouting out a lot of people's great successes over the past month. My staff is killing it right now, so I'm very excited for
That's
it.
good. Hey, we're at a pivotal point right now in the first of the year, and you've heard this, and Shelby and I've talked about it. Why people pick January 1st, I don't know. It's just a date on the calendar.
Yeah.
Something triggers in their mind about, hey, I'm going to be a better version of myself this year. I'm going to finally take better care of myself. But the stats show that within 2 weeks, over 80% have given up.
Yep, off
Okay.
the wagon.
80%.
It's crazy.
So, like, it blows my mind,
Yep.
except fires me up at the same time. I'm like, if I can just stay consistent, I don't have to be the best.
Yeah.
Stay consistent for 2 weeks, I beat 80% of everybody else.
Yep.
I don't care what degree they have or whatever's after their name or what resources they have. I've beat 80% of everybody else by just staying hooked up.
Yep.
By the time this episode comes out, we will be at 90+% of people have given up, Mike, on whatever it is, saving money, being
Yeah.
fit, losing weight, running their first 5K, being a leader, reading a book, whatever it is. They've
Yeah.
given up.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
That's disappointing.
It is.
I guess I don't see it because at this time of year, every year, I'm immersed in the training group,
yeah.
and our retention rate is really high.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing successes all along, but those stats are mind-boggling. What I like to tell people is life happens.
Yes.
It's going to keep happening,
Uh-huh.
but how do you work through life to keep towards your goal? And in my opinion, every day is January 1st. So why jump off the wagon? I mean, every day you wake up, you gotta figure out what motivates you, and you gotta stay one foot in front of the other. So trying to convince people to do that now obviously is a harder task. But gosh, 90%.
Mike
that crazy?
just unlocked, and I'm going to circle it all back around here. Why he sees success in the 10%. He's dealing with the 10% that doesn't give up.
Yep.
And there's a reason why, and you said it, but I'm going to recap it here. The reason why is because that 10% you're working with is involved in an accountability group and within a culture.
Yep.
The other 90% did what Shelby was talking about. They go on ChatGPT to design them a running program.
Yeah.
They read something online, but they never tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
They never have anybody that they know is getting ready to blow up their phone. Hey, dude, where are you? We're getting ready to start.
Accountability.
They have no accountability. They had a dream, they had a goal, but they didn't tell anybody about it, and that's just a wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
The difference is so easy. You got to tell somebody about it, and then you got to get around like-minded people
Yep.
to hold you accountable.
Yep. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Always.
That's it.
Always.
That's it. And I hope you guys out there hear this, and it just played out, that the difference is that Mike has an accountability group he's put together, and it's got the right culture that keeps helping push people on the days they don't want to. None of us 365 wake up in the morning, jump out of bed, and just immediately want to be a better version of ourselves. You have to have people to jumpstart you. We talk about in the car business, we've got these jump boxes.
Yep.
Because batteries go dead.
Yep.
Okay. But you never want to go grab the jump box that's dead and then the car just goes, "Rrrr." And we talk about this, and some people don't like this.
I
but
wake up
do.
like that sometimes.
You know what I mean?
Can we try that again?
And I do too. So then when I walk around, I'm going to go find the person I know that always has a full battery
Yeah.
to jumpstart me. I'm going to avoid the other ones I know that have a dead battery.
That's right. That's right.
And it's just it's so important in that culture, and you nailed on that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
For sure.
Super solid. All right. Everybody can answer this, or maybe just Mike, but one thing that kills team culture the fastest.
Ooh.
Oof. Just straight negativity. Every run's a bad run. Every day's a bad day. Like, it's the people that just have to live from one tragedy to the next. And I don't quite understand that. And I know some people like that, unfortunately. And that's when I try to shine my brightest, when I'm around them. But it's something always has to go bad. And I never quite understood that. But negativity, man, it'll kill anything.
It will.
For sure.
It
So,
will.
I'd jump on there too. The negativity in any part of it, you let that, and we talk about this the meeting after the meeting, and we'll always find this huddled group of people after we have a meeting, and they're kind of unpacking and discussing what we went over.
yeah.
And if you got somebody in there that's negative, they'll run it. And I'm going to put on top of that, I'm going to steal with what you talked about earlier, is disbelief.
Yeah.
If you don't have somebody talking about that they believe they can do it, here's the goal, we believe you can do it,
Yeah.
that's going to eventually kill the drumbeat of the culture. Too.
Definitely. You turn into a Debbie Downer and
That's right.
It's over.
That's right.
Some people just fuel on that, and it's wild how they get in that
I don't get it.
mindset. Like, who put them in that trap that they're just? But some people do, and so if you're in a situation where you can remove yourself, you need to remove yourself or remove that person, right?
Yeah.
And
Cut
if
out
not,
the cancer.
cut the cancer out,
I
right?
say that a lot.
Don't let the 1% determine how the 99% operates.
Absolutely.
Even when they're talented, and that's the tough one.
Yep.
But even when they're talented, it's like, yeah, their one success may be greater than one individual, any individual in your company. But once you remove them, it brings the entire tide up and the whole team fills the gap.
Sometimes you just have to cut it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but I wish them the best, but I don't understand the mindset, why they get into this funk to where they're looking for the next bad thing to happen for them. And I'm sitting here going, I want to find all the good stuff
Exactly.
here. I'm going to go
Yeah,
grab
yeah.
all this. I'm going to put it in my pocket and save it for later for the next
Exactly.
person having a bad day. And
That's the
try to
power
help
of
them.
optimism, right? Like in every awful, horrible, or unfair situation, there's a diamond shining in there somewhere, right? And
Somewhere.
that's all you need to look for.
Absolutely.
One thing that strengthens culture over the time. So we talked about the one thing that kills the team culture the fastest. One thing that strengthens team culture. What's your thought on that?
Strengthens team culture. Attaining goals.
Yeah.
If you've got, a group of individuals and they come in and one of them just did something amazing, well, they're in that group because they have a goal too, but they see that they just attained it and they want that. They want to see that excitement. They want to feel that excitement themselves. So I think setting small goals and attaining them doesn't just help you intrinsically. If you're really shining about it, it's going to help the 3-4 people around you that's running with you, that you're working with, achieve their goals because they want to feel that way. If somebody's brighter than me, like go to the coffee shop every morning, if there's somebody there, you can just see they're having a good day, man.
Sure.
It's like, I want a piece of that,
Exactly.
man.
Right.
What do I got to do to get that today? So, or that person, you know them well, they got their head down. You're like, hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah,
Let's
what's
go.
Give me a
up?
fist bump.
Yeah.
What's shaking today? What are you doing? What you got going? I want to brighten it up somehow. Let me buy your coffee. And
Sure.
the little things is amazing.
Yeah.
I buy a lot of coffee for people, and it's amazing what just hooking somebody up with a freaking cup of joe will do for somebody.
You can call it cheap insurance, but it's not even cheap insurance. It's a cheap investment
Yep.
in brightening somebody's day.
Heck yeah, man.
Right.
That's good. I would say the thing too that that strengthens culture are the small wins. And Shelby and I've talked about this, and we have restructured what we call our cake day as our monthly review of our dealerships.
What day is Cake Day?
Cake day.
Cake Day?
So cake day is when we do a review. Of
I want to
everything
come to
going on.
Cake Day.
Yeah. So it's
I
usually
hear
on
you
a
say
Friday.
keg
Keg.
day.
It's
You bring your own
keg.
keg,
You
but
bring-
it's keg day.
Oh, okay.
Cake.
Yeah.
Cake Day.
Yeah,
I
I heard
heard
what you're.
keg.
I know what you said. Yeah.
Cake day. We can't have that at the
I like
dealership.
cake too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we used to always talk about the accolades of the entire store. Hey, entire store volume, entire store gross, revenue, whatever it may be. And it's like everybody listen and they're like, yeah. But then we talk about individual accolades. Like, hey, somebody's kid just got a scholarship to go somewhere. 2 months ago, we had a group of 3 or 4 people that ran their first 5K. And we talk about these small wins, and the crowd goes wild.
Yep, definitely.
So those small wins where they feel like that they're a part of their life, helping them grows the culture too.
Definitely.
It really does.
Yep.
And like we're proud of the store increasing,
Yep.
but they're more proud about their individual wins. Yep. And we got to remember that.
Heck yeah. We get customers will personally text me. Seems like everybody in Northwest Arkansas has my cell number, so I don't know a lot of them that they'll text me, hey, Peyton, I worked with Peyton today at the shop. He was absolutely amazing. Please tell him I said thank you. And I will post that. I'll just take a screenshot and I'll post it on our group chat for the store. And immediately everybody starts liking it. And that builds on,
Sure,
I'm going to do a good job
Yeah.
because I post every good review, email I get, and I just throw it out there to the group to let them know that what you're doing is changing somebody's life more often than not. Understand that. So
That's good. That's good. Zig Ziglar said back in the day, he said, if you'll help enough other people hit their goals, you'll hit your goals.
Darn right. Darn right.
And that's a success there to talk about it.
That's super solid. All right, so either or. Ask a question, quick round. You tell me. So road running or trail running?
Trail running.
Always been that way?
No.
Okay.
I'm a track guy. I love the track.
Track to trail.
I love the track. Loved short stuff, short, fast, intense stuff. Later in life, since owning the shop, got into ultra running. And this is when John was still alive here at the U of A. And we met up, and I told him what I was doing. And I was about to run Rocky Raccoon, 50 miler. And he's like, I can't do a John voice really well. He's Irish, if those of you that don't know. But he was like, what? 50 miles? I couldn't get you to run the 10K, kid. and I was just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's me.
But what you said earlier with trail culture, like you can find it in brief moments on the road. But in the woods, man, it's amazing.
It
like
is amazing.
The culture is so different. You're still racing because
Yeah.
I tell you, I want to beat everybody
Yeah.
in the race. But you come to that aid station and you know that every single person that comes into that aid station, they're not just greeting you like that, like you're the winner.
Sure.
They're greeting every single person like
Yeah.
they're the winner. And then on the trail itself, I've had many a battle with people running beside me for miles and
Sure.
sometimes hours at a time. And we're having a good old time conversating at a intense pace that we know neither one of us are going to hold.
Yeah, should
it's
be,
just who pops
Yep.
first.
Yep.
And it's just a different feel. And personally, it's my church. Like when I go in the woods by myself, like literally sometimes for hours, 5-6 hour run, and I don't talk to anybody else. And I sometimes talk to myself, which I know y'all
Work
have
through
both been
things.
there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is, I talk so much to people that's my time. That man, just I love life at that time. So that's my favorite spot. Trail. Keep it in the woods.
All right. I love it. All right. Early morning runs or late night runs?
Oh man, used to be late night. I used to bartend, and I'd get home about 2, and I'd go on a hard 8 miler.
That's a late night.
And that's just what I did. I had a routine of like a year of that, and now the groups that we have meeting at like 5:15 to 6:30, depending on the day. That's my social time. I go meet up with those guys and find the week's dirt and tea, if you will. And so now, definitely, I'd say morning time. I've turned into a morning person.
Okay,
for sure.
All right. Short and fast or long and slow?
I like long and fast. I mean,
Fast. Okay.
You're unique, man.
I
go.
like my idea of a great day of running is I finish spent.
Yeah.
Just cooked. And I've had plenty of 30-mile runs that I finished. I'm just like, man, I can go 10 more if I wanted to. But those 15-mile runs that you finish and you're just like, I am physically cooked. I'm just going to lay here in the parking lot for a while and have people ask, buddy, are you okay? Those are my favorite days.
You earned that.
Yeah, man.
You earned it.
I did earn that. And I earned the fact that I have to use my arms to get in my truck.
And you're proud of that. Like, you know what I mean?
I am, man. It's awesome.
Other people don't understand it, but you're like, no, I earned this right here.
I love that, but I can't do that every time. And often because I can't, it's because it's before work, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I got to show up and still put in a good 12 to 14 hours. And so and you build that threshold, right?
Yeah.
But one of the funny things about technology is Garmin giving the data of body battery left or stamina left. And sometimes I'll look at that and I feel like, man, I'm whipped and I'm out of
Yeah.
it. And it'll show you were at 0 and you were at 0 like 4 or 5 miles.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, I knew I emptied everything I had.
My body battery is always on 0, so I don't know if I trust the watches fully.
It's
constantly 0.
0.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to live hard
All
now.
right, fast and long. I love that.
love
That's
it.
solid.
All right, so solo runs or running with a group?
Guys, I'm with people all the time. I like my solo runs.
Gotcha.
It's enjoyable.
There's nothing wrong. Matt and I last Friday ran K-Mars, Custer Mountain. It's a 1 mile up, 500 feet to gain, and
Yep.
then 1 mile down. We met at 5 a.m. This is not by design, and you know this. We did 4 repeats. It was eight and a half miles in before either one of us said a word to each other.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have headphones in. We
Yep.
weren't listening to anything.
I love those runs.
Right?
Working
I
through
love
some
those
stuff.
It was
runs.
just like we were
And you know everybody's going through it.
right.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
and
Yep.
it was the accountability. Like you better be there. Somebody's be like, "Hey, where the heck were you? We were doing K-Mars this morning." But it was one of those things you didn't show up and like, all right, here's the tea. This is like,
Yeah.
like didn't say a word. We knew how far we were going. That you were going to this mailbox and you were going to that. When to
Yep.
walk, when to run, but didn't say a word for over 2 hours. And
Yep.
it was just like, oh, hey, did you see this? It's like, oh yeah. And then it was time to talk because you had all your alone time, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
there's a place for both, but I love a solo run. Like, that's so good. All right, music blasting or running in silence?
No music. Hey, man, if you had the voices in your head that I have in mine, you don't need music. I like myself and nature,
Yeah.
for sure.
But sometimes too, I don't know about you, but if I've had challenging things at work and I go for a hard run, it's gonna be
Yeah,
a hard run,
yeah.
especially out in the woods, because in the cars and everything else,
Yeah.
I can work through some things.
Yeah.
And I could have been in a mental block at work, and I'm just frustrated as can be, and I can't figure this out. And I go out there, and those endorphins start flowing, and I work through some stuff.
Oh, yeah, you solve every world problem.
At least you feel like it.
I have done that on many a long runs.
Yeah.
And through the night, those type of runs.
Oh, yeah.
I literally, I have ideas to fix the entire planet that I'll come up with. And music just doesn't do that for me. It's always, if the beat's hot, I'm hot.
Yeah.
If the beat's slow, then I slow down, and I just don't like the herky-jerky.
Yeah. I had to start taking notes on my phone, though, because I had all the great ideas just like you're talking about.
Yep.
And then a day later, I couldn't remember them.
Yeah.
So I had to start, hey, Siri, taking notes,
The running memory or the running mind is not as good as the not active mind. Like,
Absolutely.
do you struggle with trying to remember how to spell things? And that's my mind. If I pass a street and I'm just sitting, I'm like,
I'm just trying to remember.
okay.
That's where I'm at in life is like, what did I do yesterday?
Okay, yep.
Like,
Okay.
That's the same thing.
when was that? And my wife will tell me, that just happened. No, that was 3 weeks ago
Yeah.
at least, for sure. She's like, that was yesterday. I'm like, oh, man, yeah. It's there.
I'm laughing. It just makes me feel better.
Dude,
I just-
how old are you now?
45.
Gosh, I'm older than both of you guys, man. This sucks.
It's okay.
You're gonna
No,
be
it's
all right.
not. This year is not okay. This is not an
The
okay
50's
year.
just wadding you up. isn't it?
Dude, it's
Hey, let's buy you a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Let's
okay.
go.
Yeah, okay.
You can be
I just-
all right.
I on my birthday,
Yeah.
if you guys want to find me, just you're gonna have to go into the woods
Let's
because
do
that's
it.
where I'm gonna spend my day.
Let's do it.
I've harassed enough people on their birthdays.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay away from civilization.
We were running. There's a story on the side here. We were running. We might have been running Man Dude or something. Steve.
Yep.
B. And we're preparing to go down to ABF, and Steve had just turned 60.
Yep.
And so we were talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, I think I'm going to go for the course record of over 60."
That guy's crazy.
And I'm like, I got to have that mindset
Yeah.
when I'm 60.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, but then the negative part is like, you're not the same runner as he is. He's just an animal. I'm like,
He's a
shut up.
beast.
I can still challenge myself.
Yep. He is. First of all, Steve McBee is not a normal person.
He is so far from normal.
He is the most abnormal, amazing person I've ever met. There's so many things he's done that's inspired me. And then I've done some really stupid stuff races with him. And I'm just like, how is this old guy right here
Oh, yeah.
kicking my tail end. Like the guy is
Every
he's a
time
stud.
without fail, the first time I ran Man Dude, which Man Dude, there's no defined map and you really don't know where you're at. And so I was invited by him with very limited instructions, like ninth grade at 9, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then he's like, hey, you got your map? I was like, no, I don't have a map. It's like I'm supposed to have this whole national forest map
Boy Scouts
highlight.
map,
I'm like,
like-
no. I was like, oh crap, I have to keep up with this guy. And I'd heard through the grapevine, it was just like, and I killed myself in order to keep up with this guy. And so we've been through a bunch of races now, and I've learned to let him go when
Yep.
he's
Oh, yeah.
feeling good.
Oh,
let
yeah.
him
Let
go,
him go.
right? Because you'll hurt yourself.
Absolutely.
Just
I've had a few people came to me going, hey, I'm going to go do Man Dude. What do I expect? And I'm like, get a sat phone. Just trust me. Like, you can rent one, borrow one. If
I don't
you
care how
want,
you get
go
it.
buy one. Just get a sat
you're
phone.
gonna need it.
Because you're definitely going to get lost. But you will have a story to tell. Get a sat phone.
No doubt. And that's why they came up with Man Dude. Was like, Man Dude, that was crazy. And every year, and so we've chased him so many times. One year we trained so hard for ABF, and it's like, this year we got it. And I don't know if we got it like, hey, we're going to place really good and go sub 5 hours. I think that was a goal. Another one was to keep up with Stephen B and maybe kick him at the end.
Yeah.
No way. No, he's going to have to be 80 before. And
Yeah,
then at that
yeah.
point, I'm still not going to be able to keep
No,
up
he
with him.
passed us, and so did his wife.
Yeah, I
You know,
told
both
Natalie, I was like,
Oh,
one of these
yeah.
days I'll keep up with you.
But I think the part of that story here, we're all laughing here and having a great story is, but we keep going back there. We put ourselves around others that are going to elevate and challenge us.
Absolutely.
And that's why people show up Monday.
Yep.
You know, and they go to that speed workout.
Yeah.
It's because I know this is going to suck and it's going to hurt, but I'm going to like it.
Oh, yeah.
And
When
I'm going
it's
to like
done.
the result.
When it's
done.
When it's
yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
When it's done.
That's like the highest amount of middle fingers I get is on hill repeats or Monday night speed. But then they always high five me afterward. Like during the workout or during the rest.
Yeah.
Like I love it when people like bend over, put their hands on their knees and look down. I'll run over there real quick and I'll go, did you lose your contact? Did you drop some? Do you need me to help you find something? And all I get is one of those. That's it.
And then you know you're doing good.
I know I'm doing
I know that's like
my day is complete then.
you're sticking the thermometer in the steak to see how you're doing on cooking them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You just get pure benefit out of that. I can tell. I love that.
I love torturing people because in the end, when they're done with the torture, everybody's thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Great
Yeah.
workout. Thanks, Mike.
They've never sent you a bad Google review
Yeah.
because
Well, I give them their money back
right.
if they
I'll
didn't
give
like
But
you
I
that
think
workout.
it's any championship team that like everybody's telling the thank you when they're holding up the trophy and they're at their press conference. But it's okay. Let me look back 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, at 5 in the morning and at 5 at night, and all that consistency and all those blocks and all those failures that we learned from and did something different. But okay, let's rapid fire through some of these. Treadmill or outdoors?
Oh, outdoors. Oh, burn a treadmill. Burn
Hills or flat routes.
hills.
All right.
Speed work or easy recovery miles?
Speed, baby.
5K or marathon or ultra.
Ultra now.
Gotcha.
Ultra now.
PR chase or run just for fun?
It's a PR. It's a PR for sure. And whatever PR it might, I still feel like I can get PRs from 50 miles and up.
Okay.
Everything else is gone.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Different
I'm not gonna
category.
get that. Yeah.
Sauna or cold plunge.
God, you know, they forced me to do ice baths in college, and I refuse to do them ever again. I don't care how good they are for you. Get me the sauna.
All right.
How about compression gear or loose and relaxed fit?
Man, I use compression for some really challenging stuff, but I hate the feel of it. So
Yeah.
I'm going loose.
Okay.
I'm going naked if possible. But yeah, they told me
You
I
got to
can't
go
do
really
that.
deep in the woods to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
All right. Watch every single stat or run by feel.
Feel.
I love it.
All right. Fuel during the run or push through to the end?
Oh man. Oh, I got
Let's say in an ultra. Let me define that.
Okay, I've done both. I've ran out of fuel before. Here's an ABF. Here's an ABF story. If you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
With Steve McBee, Steve McBee was behind me. We're on the way back. He could see me. I missed a turn. This is the early days of ABF before they started mowing
Marking
the
and
course for you
mowing,
and marking it. Like, pfft.
Yeah.
Miss a turn, go straight. Steve McBee did one of those things. Mike, wrong way. Just watched me go the
Just
wrong
to
way.
say that he told you.
Yep. I go down the mountain, up the next mountain, down the next mountain, ends.
Yeah.
Into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad.
Yeah.
Scream back, see where I missed course, ran out of fuel, ran out of water. I'm cramping my quads in the downhill, my calves in the uphill.
Been there.
I look on the ground is a half sucked on
Come on.
cherry rock candy.
Yeah.
What are those? Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, Jolly Rancher.
Cherry Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I kind of tried to wipe the dirt off and just that thing saved my life that day. I get
So true.
I
That's
get
the
to the
definition of
finish
trail
line.
right there.
I get to the finish line. Steve is there in a down jacket. He's been there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I saw you go the wrong way. I tried to yell. And I'm like, man, I was like, give me something to eat. But that for sure, you need fuel.
Yeah, you need
Yes.
to.
And you'll have your best runs when fueled correctly. But that is one of my favorite races I've ever ran because of the story of it. So
That's great.
it bonking, it'll give you something to talk about.
Oh, no doubt.
Man.
Oh, yeah. That's so great. All right. You went over that one. Finish strong or stay strong?
It's even splits wins the race.
Okay.
So staying strong.
Staying strong the whole way.
For sure. For
Solid.
sure.
That's good stuff. Good stuff for sure.
All right. What's one leadership lesson, sports or competition, wherever it may be, that taught you that you still use today? One leadership lesson. What?
It is. It's be consistency in everything you do. It's just I try to be a consistently good dad. I hope I'm being a consistently good boss. I don't want to be just a turd one day and your best friend the next.
Yeah.
I want to be consistent in everything I do, and I think that came from sport.
Okay.
Because for a distance runner, you can't just show up to practice half the time and expect to be good. You gotta be there day in, day out, and I've kind of taken that through my entire life.
I think it's really good. Man, great discussion today. Let's dive into a little marketing here. If anybody that's listening here in Northwest Arkansas needs help running, they need to find some gear, where do they find you?
There's this hairy guy that works down the street, whether on College here in Fayetteville or up in Bentonville. Come check out the shop, Rush Running Company. I promise my staff will impress you.
Yes.
And if we can't help you, then you may be hopeless.
Right?
No,
It's
no.
your fault, not ours.
No, we can help, I promise. Whether it's you just want to put one foot in front of the other, you're standing on your feet all day, to I want to run 100 miles. I am going to do everything I can to get you to that finish line for sure.
I got to attest to that as well. And y'all have the best selection of running shoes, actual running shoes. You know what I mean? Not designer shoes.
Yep.
Actual running shoes in Northwest Arkansas. And even if you don't have what I need, y'all ship it, you get it quick or any other gear. Your team's fantastic at both locations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely keep that in mind. So that's what the shoes we're talking about here, but also running apparel, nutrition, hydration vests, insoles, how to keep your shoes from stinking, the latest and greatest gear. You guys have kind of got that home. I mean, you're ranked top 50 in the nation and top number one.
Number one there.
We're kind of cool.
Kind
You
of
are
cool,
kinda
right?
cool.
And you don't have this crazy shoe collection.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If you like history, come in. If you see my black Ram
Yeah.
out there, yell Mike, I come out of the cubby hole, and I will give you a tour of the shoe museum. And what's cool, I don't know if y'all seen, the museum is now in Fayetteville.
Oh.
I'm working on it. It's in the garage area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the mates to the shoes I have at the Bentonville Museum, I brought down, plus some other cool stuff, and I am creating the same experience for a shoe museum, because we get
Cool.
so many people come in the store and ask staff, like, "Hey, I heard about the shoe museum. Can I see it?" And they'll give them a little tour. So I'm doing it down here too. Got to have it.
And if I'm listening on the other side of this, and I just want to come get my teeth kicked in or be challenged on a Monday, is that something I have to pay for? I have to register, or can I just show up?
It's free. You show up. It's always been free. It will always be free.
Where is it at and what time?
It's Old Tiger Stadium in Bentonville.
Okay.
On Tiger Boulevard. And it's at 6 o'clock. I give instruction at 6:10. So what you're supposed to be doing from whenever to 6:10 is warming up.
Okay.
Because trust me, you want to be warmed up.
Okay.
But it literally, like, it is from sub 5-minute pace people all the way to I think 18:30 pace was our slowest pace last night. And it's open and accepting to everyone. And track etiquette is amazing. I've never had to get on somebody for being just a jerk on the track. And with 100 and
That's amazing.
something people on the track, it gets crowded. So it really works out well. So
That's amazing.
heck yeah. Culture.
At its finest.
It's one of those greatest things, that the unspoken, right? It's spoken but not actually said. So I love it. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming in today, spreading some of your leadership, the things you've learned, the things you've laughed about, and the things that you haven't always wanted to do. As always, tune back in, lewissuperstore.com. Check out our latest and greatest deals and Crossroad Conversations for all previous and future podcasts. We'll see you guys soon.
Hey, thanks for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give it a like, share it with your friends and family, visit our website, and send us some questions. We want to know what you'd like to hear, who you'd like to hear from, and what you want to see, or maybe even some questions for us to answer about either the automotive industry or just business in general.